things have been just chaotic. It makes planning almost impossible.
I think this is the biggest policy mistake in 95 years.
It will almost certainly result in a lose-lose for everyone.
The latest CNBC All-America Economic Survey showed that 49% of the public believe the economy will get worse over the next year. Against the backdrop of the trade war, the U.S. is grappling with growing policy uncertainty, and there is a prevailing sense of concern about the nation's economic outlook. Let's start with the U.S. stock market. As CNBC reported, it is now fraught with uncertainty and volatility. Capricious trade policies have left investors confused and unable to make sound decisions. Market uncertainty drives stock prices to fluctuate wildly. Many investors are holding back, leaving large sums of capital in a wait-and-see mode. The outlook of U.S. Treasury bonds is equally concerning. Over the past few weeks, fears of diminished foreign demand for U.S. debt have triggered a sharp sell-off of treasuries. Bloomberg reports that the Sell America trade is gathering steam. Former U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen called it a very worrisome trend for dollar-based assets.
Normally, when times are chaotic and uncertainty is high, there's a desire to invest in safe assets, and that tends to push down U.S. Treasury yields. But U.S. Treasury yields went up. And when U.S. Treasury yields go up, normally that attracts capital inflows that would boost the dollar. But both the dollar declined and U.S. Treasury yields rose. And what that suggests is that investors are beginning to shun dollar-based assets.
Bloomberg analysis indicates that trade war-induced policy uncertainty is eroding global confidence in the U.S. dollar credit system. Investors are doubting the security of U.S. treasuries, fearing that the intensifying trade war could trigger a U.S. economic recession and devalue these bonds. In addition to the impact on financial markets, what kind of influence did this policy uncertainty have on the lives of ordinary people? California Governor Gavin Newsom filed a lawsuit on April 16th to end President Trump's tariffs, stating, "President Trump's unlawful tariffs are wreaking chaos on California families, businesses, and our economy, driving up prices and threatening jobs. We are standing up for American families who can't afford to let the chaos continue." In addition, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear posted on social media, "The tariffs will cost an average family an extra $4,700 a year." Ordinary Americans are complaining about rising prices and the difficulty of making business decisions.
Groceries are already outrageous, and then we put the tariffs on across the seas. It just makes everything more expensive for everybody.
Everybody's nervous. People are making different decisions for different reasons, but some of it's hesitation, some of it's actual price changes. Everybody just wants some stability right now.
Released on April 11th, the preliminary reading of the University of Michigan's closely watched Consumer Sentiment Index fell 11% month-on-month to 50.8, the lowest level since the depths of the COVID-19 pandemic. Over the past year, sentiment has dropped 34%. Bloomberg Economics calculated the U.S. importers have borne almost 100% of the tariffs through March, with little offset from their counterparts across the border. For example, toy billionaire Nick Marbury said the tariff had paralyzed his company Zuru Group and left it with little choice but to raise retail prices in the U.S. As some U.S. netizens aptly pointed out, the tariffs are not only causing pain for other countries, but also hurting the U.S. itself. There is no winner in the trade war.